Up and Go with Alice.
You tune into the Beat of the Pacific, New FM, and we're welcoming back family into the studio. We haven't seen her in a long while, but happy to see her today. We got Akashi from the FAFSWAG collective.
Hello.
Joining us today, a magnificent artist and performer, and of course, for FAFSWAG in general, like this week. Tell us about the projects that are about to be unleashed upon the world.
Upon the world in New Zealand. Well, we got several projects coming up. I'm going to start with the collective project that we're working on. So not too long ago, we released an app called the FAFSWAG Vogue Interactive.
Yeah.
And it's a website that you can engage with on your phones, on your computer. And it's basically like a game. Like if you think Street Fighter, if you think Tekken, this is what the FAFSWAG Vogue app is. It's also very experiential, and it's also it takes you into another different world. But it's not so different in a sense because, the performers are from New Zealand and, it's just heightened a little bit.
And there's, areas, where you'll definitely recognize, around the city, like the Big Bridge and...
Yeah, so, Tanu, who directed this together with Picky Films and Risen with New Zealand on Air, he consciously, and I don't want to overspeak over Tanu, of course, but this is what I see. He consciously picked locations that were, recognizable in an Auckland or Auckland context.
Yes.
To shoot these battles. But yeah.
I love, the whole experience of it, because I feel like, especially for people who've never been to a Vogue ball before, you get to see just a tiny glimpse. For people like myself who dream of one day becoming coordinated.
Y'all need to do a segment where Alice needs to walk and nah. We'll make sure we'll give you a rundown of the 1, 2 hat.
I need to take some voguing classes. But one of the really cool things, and this is one of the things that made me really proud, you mentioned it was you guys got this off the ground with the help of New Zealand On Air and Picky Films, which is Taika Waititi's production company. He gave you guys a massive shout out on social media.
He did.
What was that like to go online and see that?
I can't speak for the rest of the fam because I know that they were at the same spot I was, but I don't know how bad they were gagging.
Yeah.
I was gagging. And because Taika Waititi is bae, I was like, you know what, Taika, you just need to write me a role.
What out?
Right.
I mean, not only do you have, the launch of the online app, but also this coming weekend, Chrome Chrysalis.
So Chrome Chrysalis is essentially a curatorial project and is on the 10th of February and it's for Pride. The whole antithesis of Chrome Chrysalis is providing space within Pride for the LGBTQ queer people and trans people of color to see themselves recognized and represented sonically, aesthetically, digitally. We're trying to build this community of spaces for experimentation, spaces for new works to kind of go up, and platforms for voices that are not heard to be projected and amplified, but also linking established artists with seasonal or up and coming artists to network and link and totally remove the middleman. Sometimes the middleman can really mess stuff up, and it's about creating that dialogue between artists as artists to communicate.
Yeah. I think that's really incredible as well, because when FAFSWAG was coming up, it would have been difficult to find platforms for yourself.
We can't take all the credit for that. Benji Ra, this wonderful trans girl from Sydney. You know Benji?
Yes, I know.
So Benji's work is going to be in Chrome Chrysalis, so just drop in there. But Benji invited the girls to go over to Sydney, and she curated a art bar for MCM, and the girls really loved it and said that we should do something here, and it just so happened that Basement was having their 10th birthday anniversary, so this club night will be in conjunction with that. And I think it was just such a great idea to have it here and try to build something other than the Vogue ballroom scene for people of color.
I'm sure there are artists or up and coming artists who feel like, okay, I probably don't have a voice here, or I don't have a space to exist. I can tell definitely there's been a massive change with you in particular, because I remember when you first came in, slightly shy,
Yeah.
very coy, you know, and I just see you blossoming before me. You know, there's such a confidence even in the way you speak now.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, you know what you're about.
Yeah, I mean, I thank a lot of my wow. I think a lot of
I wish I
my
had tissues.
oh
I'm
my god,
sorry, girl.
it's okay, it's okay. I think a lot of my where I am with like the collective, but also outside of FAFSWAG, this other collective called FAFSWAG. Shout out to FAFSWAG, just Coco. 2017 was a really rough year for me, and I learned a lot about myself really quick because I had to, because I needed to. Not because I wanted to, but I had to. And I just feel very much more focused and very much more like, it's like a laser beam.
Yeah.
Like, just like filtering out what is for me and what is not for me, what is real to me, what is not real to me. That's all because of like the family or like the people that I have around me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Nah, it's all good. Like honestly,
Well, I mean, 2017 was a mountain you definitely conquered. I mean, and to open up 2018 with an absolute bang and such positivity and light, like all I can say is that's what comes at the end of struggle. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's this amazing piece of work that you can actually hold up to the world and say, I'm a part of this.
Right.
This is me. You know?
It's like that glow up. But
Yeah.
also it's that glow up, but also like it's the work that also comes after the glow up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you have to still constantly be working on it.
Yes.
And it never stops.
What is your personal goals like after this week?
After this week, my personal goals is to start focusing more on just like little things that are good for me. It's just self betterment. Like I want to do like a month of just intense martial arts.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
So like it's just back into incubation mode.
Yeah.
It's like prepping for the next thing.
Well, you never know with all that martial arts training, you might just end up in another Thor movie.
Right,
Like-
right. Oh my God. Like, honestly, you know, like, I always be thinking about this in the back of my mind. I'm like, you know, I could make a show about this, but then, you know what? Who knows? I could be a stunt double for Laura Croft or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
hard out. It's like, oh my gosh, you're going to be one of the aliens on the planet.
oh
like,
my God,
next
yes.
to Tiger. Like-
Oh my gosh, yes. That'll be dream goals.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Up and Go with Alice.